the women's VL2 final. And here's a chance to watch one of the absolute legends of Paracanoe, not just women's Paracanoe, but Paracanoe. You saw her name there, a world champion, a Paralympic champion, Emma Wiggs. She's been paddling now for a long time. She's been a fantastic ambassador for the sport, and it'll be great to see her racing this afternoon. She's had her injury issues, but she feels like she's on top of her game now. Alongside her there, her British teammate Jeanette Chippington. They've been paddling together now for the best part of a decade, the pair of them. And Susan Seipel from Australia, another paddler who's been paddling in these events for a long time and is always knocking on the door for a medal. You would expect Susan, she won a silver medal in Tokyo, to be giving this a bit of a shake as well. So it'll be interesting to see how I think the field has closed up a lot since the VL2 made its debut a couple of years ago. Emma Wiggs, of course, began her career and still does paddle in the KL races as well. But in Tokyo in 2021, she made the VL2 her event. That's the German Katharina Bernschmidt, who was very good in the run-up to the finals. She finished 6th in Tokyo. Brianna Hennessy from Canada, silver medal in the World Championships last year. So she'll be challenging for a medal. As I mentioned, Jeanette Chippington is the bronze medalist from Tokyo and from the World Championships last year. So a really quality field here, but it'll be fantastic to see Emma Wiggs out. She says that all her wrist injury problems and other issues that she's had are now behind her, and she's ready for a really tough season as she heads towards what would be a 3rd Paralympics if she's able to qualify. Of course, she did compete in London in 2012 in sitting volleyball. In fact, she was the captain of the British team in sitting volleyball at the London Paralympics. But sitting volleyball's loss is our gain. There's Brianna Hennessy, obviously not feeling the cold, out there in a singlet. Emma Wiggs looking very focused. There she is. It's all right to laugh before the event, but she's once you get on that water and you get up towards the start line, it's business. Jeanette Chippington, of course, used to be a para swimmer, won a lot of medals as a para swimmer. Susan Seipel has been there since the start as well, and is just a really consistent paddler from Australia and should give us a really good shake. Great to see Irina Schaefer from Israel in this final. She loves paddling. She's loving being part of the Paracanoe movement, and is really, really enjoying the experience. And rounding out the field from Uzbekistan, Iridikan Rustamova. So that's your field. We have Hungary in lane 1, Delma Bodazar. Japan, Komatsu in lane 2. Bornschmidt from Germany, lane 3. Hennessy from Canada, lane 4. Wiggs from Great Britain in 5. Chippington from Great Britain in 6. Seipel from Australia in 7. Schaefer from Israel in 8. And Rustamova from Uzbekistan in lane 9. The Hungarian Boldazar is the youngster in the field, just 20 years of age. And she's racing against some very experienced athletes. Jeanette Chippington has been to many, many Paralympic Games. She's now 53, Jeanette Chippington, but I tell you what, watching her in the early rounds here in Szeged, she's lost none of her desire and lost none of her power as well. So let's see how she goes. In the center of the field, the two Brits, the Canadian and the Australian, you'd expect they will fight it out. Well, a bit of a messy start, but they got there in the end. Except for, unfortunately, it looks like Schaefer from Israel had all sorts of trouble in the starting blocks. But there's Jeanette Chippington going out nice and strong early on. I would expect alongside her, Emma Wiggs will be taking an early advantage, and it looks like Hennessy from Canada has really thrown it out. So Brianna Hennessy from Canada, Emma Wiggs from Great Britain, they are going head-to-head at the moment. What a great contest it is between these two athletes. It looks like Wiggs is now starting to take control. It's Emma Wiggs in front, Brianna Hennessy from Canada, fighting hard to hang on, just trying to throw a toe line out to Emma Wiggs. Emma Wiggs changing sides now. She might have lost a bit of ground there. Has that opened the door for Hennessy to maybe get back alongside her? But Wiggs in front, Hennessy second. It looks like Chippington maybe in third, but Wiggs changing side again, but she's comfortable now. Emma Wiggs is going to cruise to the finish line here. What an athlete, what a performer. Emma Wiggs from Great Britain, another gold medal for this powerful athlete. Hennessy holding on for silver, and Jeanette Chippington sneaking over the line for third. But you can see Emma Wiggs there. She's exhausted. She worked so hard. She was challenged early on by the Canadian Brianna Hennessy, who also chased her home last year in the World Championships. But Emma Wiggs showing her class. A really messy start there. Nobody really got away to a flyer. Jeanette Chippington going out hard, but it was in the early stages. It was the Canadian and the Brit, Wiggs and Hennessy. You can see them there going head to head. And Wiggs just putting the pedal to the metal in those middle stages. Having to switch hands a couple of times during the race, which could have proved costly if Hennessy was a little bit closer, but in the end you can see there a pretty comfortable margin, and Chippington almost running Hennessy down for the silver. But well done to Brianna Hennessy holding on to take a silver medal, and Jeanette Chippington picking up another bronze. Yes, well may you exhale, Emma Wiggs. That was a tough race. And I'll tell you something about Emma Wiggs. The generosity she shows with her time and her experience, it just, you know, she's never ever afraid to give advice and to help out younger athletes and older athletes, and just to pass her wisdom on. She loves the sport. She loves being an ambassador for the sport. And really, I mean, the Paracanoe is very fortunate to have had her as part of the leadership team since the sport made its Paralympic debut in Rio in 2016. There we have official confirmation. Wiggs first, Hennessy with a silver medal, Chippington third, and Susan Seipel from Australia taking fourth place. But a couple of great races there to kick off the afternoon's finals.